What's up, guys? I'm in the beautiful city of Riga. Just arrived last night. So it's early in the morning. I'm going to go and find somewhere that does breakfast. Do a bit of exploring today. Over the next few days, I'll show you about. It's been on the cards for a while, Riga. It's supposed to be a really cool city. I've had a few recommendations, so looking forward to see what this city has to offer and showing you about. But so far it's absolutely beautiful. It's kind of this kind of German architecture, and it just looks unbelievable actually. Absolutely beautiful. Now usually I Google where I'm going for some like general information, but I absolutely have no idea about Riga. So I'm hoping to learn more as I spend more time the next few days. But yeah, I've literally no idea anything about the history, where to go, what to see. So I'm just going to learn as I go, which is kind of the best way, because it's always a nice surprise in my opinion. But this is just beautiful. Chris, they've got a statue of you here. Now I'm just on my way to check out one of the most famous landmarks in Riga, but this is one of the most famous and one of the most recommended places you visit, or top things to do in Riga, but it's actually not all what it's cracked up to be. So this is the House of the Blackheads, which is one of the most famous landmarks in Riga. If you Google things to do in Riga, this is probably one of the top places to visit, but it's actually not quite what it seems. I'm not sure if the GoPro can pick up, but up there it says Anno 1334 and renovation Anno 1999. It is from the 1300s, and it's like insinuates it was renovated in 1999, but actually it was completely rebuilt from scratch then, so it's not a renovation at all, it's more a replica. The original building was bombed during World War II, and afterwards they weren't too sure what to do with it, so they just basically knocked all the original buildings down, the original walls down, and then in 1999 they basically built it from scratch. Apart from the basement there's some remnants, but it is just a complete replica from the 90s, so it's not quite a renovation, and it's not quite as old as 1334. But it is still quite a beautiful building. So Latvia under the USSR, many like Western publications, books, movies and stuff are obviously completely forbidden, but there was one that became a bestseller. This was Sherlock Holmes. Believe it or not, this was translated to Russian, Latvian, Estonian, many of the other countries that were under the control of USSR, and this area here was actually made to be like the home of Sherlock Holmes. This was just like designed, and an old Soviet series was filmed here, and this was supposedly Baker Street in London. Like right along here. Sherlock Holmes of course had no like political agenda, there was no threat to like the Soviet cause or whatever. It was just a completely like fictional like crime series, so it was like allowed, and it just became so popular and they made their own version just right there, which is pretty cool. So I think you can still find that online, like old, maybe on YouTube, like old Soviet Sherlock Holmes. So it might be worth finding if you're in Riga and you can see that spot, which is pretty cool. Now we've come over to check out these buildings here. There's a thriving market takes place every day in here. These buildings might not look like much, but they've actually got a really interesting history. They were actually built about 300 kilometres away, put together, and in the 1930s they actually moved them from the south of Latvia all the way here and rebuilt them. They were initially designed to build Zeppelins by the German army, and then as that fell, they didn't know what to do, so they transported it all the way here, built them, and now it's like a hub of the local community. Everyone comes here for like fresh produce, like pretty much everything apparently you can buy. So we're going to have a look about, and quite excited to see what's inside. Those are spices, Asian spices. Some caviar there. Roast. The smell is overwhelming, absolute strong fish smell. It's like a little food court area. Pretty much restaurants of every kind you can imagine. Oh, some donuts. Pink cookies. So this is the biggest one I've been in so far out of the 5 hangars, and this seems to be the meat area. So apologies if you're vegan or vegetarian, you can skip over this part. But if you're a meat lover like me, some tasty looking product. It's absolutely humongous. So if you've ever been to Warsaw, this building looks very familiar. It's actually from Stalin days. This was built, I think, the 1950s. And there's 7 of these total across the former Soviet Union. Absolutely cool building, to be honest. Not so much what it represents, but it's quite astonishing. And it's the exact same on each side. So we found out we can actually get a lift up here and get some nice views from the top. So let's go. So we're at 15th floor. Oh, some nice views already. And we've got another 2 on foot. Let's go up and see.
I think we can sit here.
Oh wow. Some nice views there. Just absolute panoramic views each side of Riga. We were told this is the best one and the cheapest. There's some towers in the old town. I think it's a bit more expensive, and this one's kind of a bit far out. So definitely worth checking this one out. and saving yourself some cash. That's so cool. You see the kind of old town over there where we came from? Just came right through here. And this is a former like Jewish ghetto during World War II it's based in. So this is kind of deemed the kind of poorer area of Riga, but it's actually pretty nice. Just see how flat the place is, absolutely no hills, no mountains, just goes on and on for miles, loads of forests, this is really cool. So just heading back to the hotel. One thing I didn't see up in the tower was the hammer and sickle. Apparently it's only one of the places you can find it in Latvia. It's actually banned, like the swastika, but you still can find it in like old bridges, old kind of Soviet like structures, and that was one of the places, but I couldn't see what it was, so oh well. So that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the tour of Latvia, and got to catch a flight in a few hours, so I'll be posting a video next week from a different country, and hopefully you can enjoy that too. Cheers!